Gentlemen, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever tried to flirt with a woman, maybe someone you genuinely liked, and somehow the spark just never landed? She smiles politely, she says you're nice, but the conversation never turns into chemistry. Worse, maybe you end up in that dreaded place every man wants to avoid, the friend zone. You're talking, you're trying, you're being respectful, but nothing in the interaction ever turns magnetic. Nothing ever creates that spark that makes her look at you with curiosity or excitement. If you've ever been ignored, brushed off, or stuck in that safe but not attractive category, you are not alone. And today, I'm going to fix it. Because flirting is not about cheesy lines. It's not about being younger, richer, taller, or smoother than other guys. It's not about memorizing scripts or faking a personality. It's about timing, it's about energy, it's about biology. And it's about one simple rule that changes everything, the 2-minute rule. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will know why most men unintentionally kill attraction in the first few minutes. The subtle signals your nervous system sends that women feel instantly. The biological reason hesitation destroys chemistry, and the 2-minute rule that makes you flirt naturally, confidently, and authentically without trying to be someone you're not. But first, before we really get rolling, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love seeing men from across the world, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, learning how to communicate with confidence and show up in life with more strength and presence. And while you're down there, go ahead and tap like, hit subscribe, and join our community of men dedicated to better health, better communication, and better relationships. All right, let's break one of the biggest myths about flirting wide open. Most men believe that flirting is about saying the perfect line, waiting for the perfect moment, not being too forward, playing it safe until she gives a signal. Or even worse, they think flirting only works if you look like a movie star. But here's what men never realize. Attraction isn't created by what you say. It's created by when you say it. Most men talk politely, respectfully, very safely for way too long. They start conversations like they're interviewing her for a job. Work, hobbies, pets, where she grew up, all fine topics. But none of them create the emotional spark her biology needs to feel attraction. By the time you finally try to compliment her or lean into a playful vibe, the energy is already flat. Why? Because your nervous system, your posture, your tone, your timing communicated caution, and a woman's nervous system mirrors what you project. If you lead with safe energy, she matches it. If you lead with polite but neutral energy, she mirrors that too. And when you suddenly try to switch modes later, it feels off, mismatched, and forced. This is why so many men get stuck in the friend zone. They wait too long to introduce even a hint of playfulness, confidence, or man-to-woman energy. That's why the 2-minute rule exists. It solves the timing problem before hesitation sets in, before attraction dies, and before your nerves take over. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a urologist with 5 years of experience helping men understand the deep connection between physiology, psychology, and communication. That includes how your hormones influence confidence, how nervous system signals shape attraction, how stress chemicals like cortisol sabotage flirting, and how tiny shifts in your communication can completely change how women respond to you. What I'm teaching today isn't manipulation. It's not game playing. It's not pretending to be someone else. This is biologically aligned communication. It's learning how to present yourself in a way women are actually wired to respond to. Confident, warm, grounded, playful, authentically male. Not aggressive, not fake, not rehearsed, just grounded in who you are without hiding your intentions. Now let's break down the 3 biggest flirting mistakes men make, why they destroy attraction, and how the 2-minute rule fixes all of them in a simple, natural way. Mistake number 1, waiting too long to flirt. This is the classic one. Most men lead with safety. They start the interaction like a polite handshake. What do you do? Where are you from? How long have you lived here? Oh, really? That's interesting. Nothing is wrong with those questions. But here's what's happening biologically. Your nervous system is signaling, I don't want to risk anything. I want to be approved. I'm not sure if I can lead this. She doesn't hear this consciously. She feels it. Emotionally, she categorizes you as respectful, nice, safe, but not necessarily bold, confident, playful, man-to-woman engaging. And when you suddenly try to be flirty 30 minutes later, It feels like changing the genre of a movie halfway through. It started as a documentary, and now suddenly it wants to be a romantic comedy. It doesn't match. Real life example. A man named James, one of my former patients, told me he talked to a woman for over an hour on a first date. All polite, friendly conversation. When he finally complimented her eyes, she said, "Thanks," smiled politely, and nothing else happened. He waited too long to introduce any spark. By then, the energy was locked into friendly, not flirty. The fix, the 2-minute rule. Within the first 2 minutes, introduce one small, playful moment, not aggressive, not sexual, not cheesy, just playful energy, a teasing assumption, an absurd answer, a light challenge, a curious smirk, paired with a comment. Just enough to signal, "I'm comfortable being a man, and I'm comfortable engaging with you as a woman." This alone changes the entire trajectory of the interaction. Mistake number 2, waiting for the perfect moment. Oh boy, this one holds men hostage. Men tell themselves, "I'll flirt when she seems more comfortable. I'll wait until I feel less nervous. I'll know when the timing is right." But here's what actually happens biologically. Hesitation triggers cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It tightens your chest. It speeds your heart. It makes your voice stiff. It kills confidence. The longer you hesitate, the more stressed your body becomes. Women instantly feel this shift in your energy. To them, it feels like uncertainty, self-doubt, nervousness, lack of leadership. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your nervous system is broadcasting anxiety. Emotional impact. When you hesitate, you stop breathing smoothly. You overthink your words. You go into don't screw up mode. You lose your natural rhythm and warmth. And women respond not to your words, but to the energy behind your words. Practical reality, if she's still talking to you, if she hasn't walked away, if she's engaging even a little, that is your green light. The perfect moment doesn't appear. You create it with early, light playfulness. Mistake number 3, using only one flirting tool. Some men rely only on teasing or complimenting or making jokes or asking deep questions, and they burn out fast. It's like going to the gym and only doing bicep curls. Yes, your biceps might grow, but the rest of your body stays weak. Biologically, the brain needs novelty. New emotional signals equal dopamine release. Dopamine equals attraction. If you only use one flirting style, the interaction becomes predictable. Predictable equals safe. Safe equals friendly. Friendly equals not romantic. The fix, rotate at least 2 to 3 tools. Some simple tools include playful assumptions, absurd answers to basic questions, gentle teases, mild challenges, thoughtful, specific compliments. Body language cues, light, respectful physical touch when appropriate and welcome. Mixing these gives the interaction life, texture, rhythm. It keeps her nervous system awake, curious, and responsive. Let's make this simple. 1. In the first 2 minutes, create one spark, not a big gesture, not a dramatic line. Just a playful moment that shifts the frame from polite to engaging, safe to interesting, friendly to warm, flat to electric. Something small like, "Wait, you look like someone who always steals the last French fry. Am I right?" You give off this responsible but secretly chaotic vibe. You look like you'd pretend not to like pizza but absolutely crush it in private. Simple, playful, human. 2. Rotate 2 or 3 flirting tools during the conversation. Don't rely on one technique. Let the interaction breathe. Example flow. Playful assumption early. Gentle tease later. Thoughtful compliment somewhere mid-conversation. This keeps the emotional rhythm dynamic. 3. Breathe, smile, stay grounded. Your nervous system builds the container for the interaction. If you are calm, confident, present, her nervous system relaxes into curiosity and attraction. 4. Practice the 2-minute rule in all conversations, not just with romantic interest. Practice with cashiers, waiters, coworkers, baristas. Build the muscle of playful timing without pressure. When romantic moments come, it'll feel natural, effortless, automatic. Let me pause for a moment, because some of you watching this might feel a little discouraged. Maybe you've been rejected before. Maybe you've spent years playing it safe. Maybe you think flirting belongs to younger guys. Maybe you feel like your best years are behind you. Let me tell you the truth, doctor to man, friend to friend. Attraction is not about age. Women don't connect deeply with perfect hair or six packs. They connect with presence, confidence, warmth, grounded masculine energy, authenticity, playfulness, and all of that is available at ANY Age. I've seen men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s transform their dating life, not by changing their appearance, but by changing their timing, confidence, and communication. You don't need 50 tricks. You don't need to memorize scripts. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to introduce a spark earlier, show confidence earlier, lead with warmth earlier, and everything changes. So here's my closing thought for you. Flirting is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about letting her feel the confident, playful man you already are, not after an hour, not after a drink, but within the first 2 minutes. Remember, show a spark early. Rotate 2 or 3 flirting tools. Keep it light, warm, respectful. Smile, breathe, and let the conversation flow. Do this, and you will never get stuck in the friend zone again. If this helped you today, hit like, tap subscribe, drop a comment. Where are you watching from? Share this with a brother who needs a confidence boost. And above all, remember, age is not the end of vitality. With a few small shifts in how you communicate, you can unlock more comfort, freedom, and confidence than you've ever experienced. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, and I'll see you in the next one.